Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. We are at VitalConnect. We're a patient monitoring company that is bringing a lot of technologies that we have on our on our regular life, cloud computing, wireless, and other technologies into healthcare. So what is it that we exactly do? We have this platform for monitoring patients that has a component that sits on the patient chest, the biosensor. It's a very small device. It's less than a third of an ounce. And that sits comfortably on patient chest, which does sort of a mini ICU. It does breathing rate, heart rate, ECG, body temperature, and so forth. But then what makes it really powerful is this platform technology that we can add other devices, such as weight scale for heart failure patients or blood pressure and things of that nature. Secondarily, since we get all this there in the cloud and we have practically unlimited amount of computing power, we can do all kinds of analytics. And things that we already have out in the market are obviously cardiac monitoring, arrhythmia, and for the health of heart, but also we have other actionable intelligences for other diseases. So this platform makes this thing very scalable, and at the same time, the comfort of the device on the chest is a key differentiator for us that makes this device very easily used by patients. So going to patients, which is our center of attention, what is the most important thing for these types of devices? That A, they are comfortable, and B, they are easy to use. Our platform has in-home clearance from FDA, so it should be in a way that the patient himself or herself can apply this without any complication. From the physician point of view, obviously you get the care, you get the information to provide the care as quickly as possible. And just to make sure that we don't have this too many alerts or too many pieces of information for the patient, we also have a service to provide and screen those per instructions of the attending physician. And last but not least, payers, they like these type of solutions because it would avoid more expensive treatments in hospitals or emergency rooms. Well, what is the market? We are well embedded into the cardiac monitoring business, which is a $2 billion business. And essentially, it has one component of it, which is called the MCT, mobile cardiac telemetry, that really requires this type of on-demand and 24/7 monitoring with an appropriate technician looking at the patient. So that's the market that we're heavily in. And since we launched the product, the volumes are going up very, very rapidly. At the same time, there are other applications, and there are new codes that are coming on transitional care. A lot of hospitals have that program already. The other one is inpatient monitoring. This is an area that we were helpful to a number of organizations, IDNs, during the COVID, when there was more capacity needed than there was. They could turn any room. In fact, in one case, when they expanded into the lawn and put patients in tents, we could turn those into mini ICU units. And last but not least, the area that's getting a lot of attention, the hospital at home. And again, new DRGs are coming. And with this kind of technology, it can be used. And we have had a number of proof trials with a number of institutions for that. I spoke about the cardiac monitoring system that we have. It's essentially the same hardware, but the software is obviously modified for the specific need. And we got into that business early last year. The extended Holter is the part that does not need immediate attention, still obviously needs to get good high fidelity data. And the higher part of the bar, the darker blue, is the MCT, and that's the area that we're really expanding rapidly and gaining market share. The reason that we are able to do that is because of our technology differentiation, and that comes into, essentially, if I summarize it, into 3 components. One is we have the most advanced biosensor. We develop our own chip technology, and that enables us, this small device, to monitor a patient for 7 days, every heartbeat, every breath, every ECG QRS, at very minimal power need. And then the device itself is disposable. So that's one part that really makes us very different. And the other one is the cloud computing, that we get all this data so the patients can get the immediate care they need. And finally, putting all these together, the comfort that it brings to the patients. Well, the other markets sometimes get actually more attention, even though they're emerging. But the TAM for these markets are growing very, very rapidly. In transitional care that many hospitals have, and in fact, one of the primary applications in transitional care is heart failure, that we've heard a few times today. And obviously, our solution that has a strong cardiac component is extremely useful for that application. Inpatient monitoring, as I said, during COVID or other times, hospitals like to deploy patient monitoring, but not at the very high cost of telemetry machines and things of that nature. And last but not least, which again has been put under highlights under COVID, during the COVID, is the moving the patient actually at home and providing care at home. So just to summarize, what VitalConnect provides is a platform technology that makes this patient monitoring in a way that is very comfortable for the patients, and at the same time, we provide all the information that the physicians need. From the commercial point of view, the model that we have, we use the kind of technologies that we use in the semiconductor for developing these products. So even though in these times that semiconductor products are very expensive, our cost structure is very low. And at the same time, we have this cloud component that we can add services that we can charge for, that is very, very helpful to the physicians and patients, but at the same time, there is no hardware cost. So that is a very near 100% margin type of solution. So I just want to conclude by stating that this is a sort of a 21st century application of the cloud and semiconductor technology into patient monitoring that delivers best care to the patients, most comfort, and at the same time is the basis for building a very successful business. Thank you very much.